Hi friends, it's Jim here with Hammy. Story time. Let's find out about space. My first book about space. What does the world look like from space? Our world, Earth, is a colorful giant ball. If you look at the Earth from a spaceship, you see white clouds, blue oceans, and reddish-brown land. You are too far away to see things like trees, buildings, cars, and people. Does the Earth stand still? No, but Earth moves so smoothly that you never feel it. The Earth is always turning around like a big, slow merry-go-round. It never stops turning. One complete turn takes 24 hours, one full day. While the Earth turns, it also travels in a gigantic loop around the sun. It goes much faster than the fastest airplane. One trip around the sun takes 365 days, 1 year. Why does it get dark at night? The Earth is lit up by the bright, shining sun. As your part of the Earth turns away from the sun, the sky gets dark. As your part of Earth turns towards the sun, the sky gets light. When your side of the Earth has daylight, the other side has dark night. Because the Earth is always turning, we always have day and night. Why don't we fall off the Earth? Gravity keeps us on the Earth. Earth is always pulling everything down toward its center. This pull is called gravity. Gravity holds on to people, houses, oceans, and even the air we breathe. Everything else in space has gravity too. The sun, the moon, the planets, and all the stars. Facts about Earth. If you walked day and night without stopping to rest at all, it would take you a full year to walk around the Earth. That would be a long trip. A spaceship can fly around the Earth in just 1.5 hours. You can't see gravity, but you can feel it. Jump, skip, hop. Gravity pulls you down every time. Is there really a man in the moon? No. Although some people think they see a human face when they look at the moon is made of rock. It is lit up by the sun, but some parts of the moon don't look as bright as others. Certain big, dark fields of rock look like the two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. How far away is the moon? The moon is our closest neighbor in space. It is about 240,000 miles from Earth. Blast off in a spaceship. In just a few days, you will reach the moon. The stars you see in the sky at night are very, very far from Earth. Your spaceship would take thousands of years to reach a star. Does anybody live on the moon? No, there's no air or water on the moon, so there are no plants, animals, or people. Astronauts who traveled to the moon had to take their own air, their own food, their own water with them. They proved that humans can live and work on the moon only if they bring their own supplies. What is the weather like on the moon? Because there is no air and no water on the moon, there are never any storms or clouds. There is never any wind or rain. The sky is always clear and dark. Days on the moon get hotter than boiling water. Nights get colder than the North Pole. Facts about the moon. If you walk day and night without stopping to rest, it would take you about 3 months to walk around the moon. Your weight tells you how hard gravity is pulling on you. The moon's gravity is much weaker than Earth's, so you would weigh much less there. If you weigh 60 pounds on Earth, you would weigh only 10 pounds on the moon. Because of the moon's weak gravity, you could be a champion high jumper there. If you can jump over a wastebasket on Earth, you could leap over a garbage truck on the moon. Can anybody go to the sun? No, the sun is much too hot. It's not made of rock like the Earth and the moon. The sun is a gigantic ball of very hot, shining gases, mostly hydrogen and helium. Because the gases are so super hot, no one can even go near the sun. Well, what is the sun? The sun is a star. Because it's so much closer to Earth than any other star, it looks much bigger than the stars you see at night. The sun is 93 million miles away. That may sound very far, but it is just the right distance to give us the light and the heat we need to live here on Earth. Warning, never stare at the sun, even when you are wearing sunglasses. If you do, the sun's rays can actually blind you. Facts about the sun. If you walk day and night without stopping to rest, it would take you 100 years to walk around the sun. Of course, no one can really walk around the sun. It's too hot. It would take more than 1,000,000 Earths to make a ball as big as the sun. It would take about 109 Earths to make a straight line across the sun. The sun's gravity is much stronger than Earth's. You would weigh much more there. If you weigh 60 pounds on Earth, you'd weigh 1,680 pounds on the sun. Of course, you'd be burning up, wouldn't you? What is a star? The stars you see in the night sky are huge, hot, shining balls of gas like our sun. Stars look like tiny lights because they are trillions and trillions of miles away. Some stars are much bigger than the sun. Giant stars are as big as 1,000,000 of our suns put together. Do stars shine forever? No, but most stars shine for billions of years. It takes that long for a star to use up all its fuel. When stars finally run out of fuel, they die. Some of the biggest stars will explode. Others flicker out slowly. Scientists say that the sun, our closest star, will go on shining steadily for at least 5 billion years. Facts about the stars. Did you ever try to count the stars? On a clear, dark night, you can see about 2,000 of them. There are billions and billions of stars, though. Most are so far away that you can't see them, even with a telescope. Long ago, people gave names to groups of stars that look like pictures in the sky. Maybe you've seen some. These star pictures are called constellations. One of the famous constellations, or one of the most famous constellations, is Ursa Major, or the Big Bear. Just like connecting the dots. What is a planet? Well, a planet is a world that travels around our sun. Earth is a planet, and there are 8 others that circle the sun in our solar system. Some of the planets are smaller than Earth. Others are much bigger. Some are closer to the sun than they are to the Earth. Others are much farther away. Most of the planets have moons. Earth has one. Jupiter has many. Planets have no light of their own. Like Earth, they're only lit up by the sun. Why don't the planets crash into each other? Well, each planet stays in its own orbit or path as it circles the sun. The orbits are very, very far apart. The planets never move out of their orbits, so they never crash into each other. Space probes that go from Earth to Venus and Mars, our closest neighbor planets, have to travel for several months. Space probes that go to farther planets have to travel for years. And here's a picture of our solar system. Facts about the planets. Venus is about the same size as Earth. It's always covered by thick clouds of poisonous gas. Mars is called the red planet. Space probes that landed on Mars took pictures of its surface, and Mars has red dirt and a pink sky. Venus, Mars. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. All the other planets could fit inside gigantic Jupiter. It would take about 10 Jupiters to make a straight line across the sun. Saturn is famous for the dazzling rings that circle it. The rings are made up of billions of icy particles that go around the planet. Jupiter and Uranus have rings, but theirs are much thinner than Saturn's. Jupiter, Saturn. What is an astronaut? An astronaut is a space explorer. Astronauts must have many years of special training. They study the Earth and the stars from space, and they do experiments to find out how space travel affects people and materials. Some astronauts have gone to the moon. Others do experiments aboard the space shuttle or the space station. Are there robots in space? Yes, although they don't look much like toy robots. Scientists put cameras, computers, and other instruments on robot space probes. They send the robot space probes to places where people can't go yet. The robots take pictures and gather information, which they send back to Earth. Shout out JPL. Are there any space creatures? No one knows yet. Space is huge. There's still a lot to learn about it. Exploring space is exciting. Maybe one day you will be a space explorer. Thanks for watching. For Jim and Hammy, have a great day.